relationships, we come in and we try to change people. We try to change them to the way that we want them to be. But I decided to start taking a different approach, in this relationship. I think early on I came in like, hey, you get 2 drink max, bop, 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 bop. And she didn't respond well to that.
No, it did not.
First of all, if you don't respond well to my system, my requirements, or my standards,
she didn't respond well to that.
As a man who will come in and be responsible for you, you can get the hell out. See, that's an easy understanding that we're just not the right people for each other. But no, he didn't do that, did he? He stayed anyway and started changing for her. Instead of her changing for him, he changed for her. This is the #1 thing that men and women don't understand. Women were put on this earth to be a man's helpmeet, not the other way around. We aren't here to help you. You are here to help us. You come up under our covering. We don't go up under your covering. So if you don't like my system and how I run things, I'm just not the right man for you. And now, because Dwayne Wade is who he is, he has his wife in interviews saying that she's stressed out and she don't even know how she's going to pay the bills. Like she's a single mother or something.
The man leads and a woman follows. That's not what we live in this house. That's not what we live in this house.
I get nervous. Like, oh God, that movie didn't open. Well, what does that mean? Am I going to have enough to hold everybody up? And using my anxiety, scarcity mindset to be my engine. I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. There's always this like gorilla on your back that is like, you better work, you better work.
I feel so sorry for a lot of you ladies because some of you or a lot of you are preconditioned to struggle even when you don't have to. See, this is the simple case of a woman choosing an effeminate man to be her husband. Ladies, you got to make a choice. Are you going to get a provider and a protector that will protect you not only financially, but emotionally? You see how anxious she is? Do you think it's odd that this woman has to use her anxiety and scarcity mindset to be the engine that pushes her to do more? And then at the end, she's like, well, I got to work. You got to work. You got to work. Your man is worth $100 million. What in the world? But in her mind, she thinks she's the man. But this is what happens when you prioritize the wrong things. Get a masculine man that can protect you emotionally as well as financially. Because due to her anxiety, money just isn't enough. She's still struggling mentally. She has money. She just don't have a man. She doesn't have a man. That's the problem. It's not money, because your mom taught you don't trust no man, always have your own, don't let no man control you. And because of all this, you move in a certain direction that literally keeps you in the binds of how you actually grew up. You can be a grown woman and still live in the same life emotionally how you grew up under your mother. You sorry, pathetic excuses of men that are out here with these women, because I want y'all to think about this. Women love to say there ain't no good men out here. These are the type of men that you actually are choosing. You ladies choose the wrong men, whether it's on this spectrum or on this spectrum, and you still end up looking crazy because you're dealing with men on the opposite ends of spectrums instead of the middle. You're either dating the Pookie who has no life, no future, no job, no car, or the effeminate, passive, no backbone having man that you can control and run over and tell what to do. But at some point, whether it's this guy or whether it's this guy, you find yourself frustrated because the man that you pick is either too stupid and you find yourself being his mom, or he's too feminine and passive and you're sick of making all the decisions for him. But the reason why you keep doing this is because you're afraid of your own shadow. See, a lot of you ladies, just like Gabrielle Union, because she's been through a whole lot and she's talked about it many times, a lot of you ladies have been so traumatized by your past and you refuse to get therapy for it, where you literally date out of fear. I'll say that again. You date out of fear. You're afraid of feeling controlled. You're afraid of all these different things. So you get with a loser or an effeminate man, because both of these types of men will literally give you all the control that you want. But at some point, you're going to get upset because they all end for the same reason. You don't want control, and you get sick of these men not stepping up and taking responsibility for the relationship. Just like this Dwayne Wade situation. This woman is literally sitting here about to cry because she don't know how she's going to pay her bills. And they're both millionaires, and not just millionaires. Dwayne Wade is worth $100 million. But in her mind, she still feels alone for whatever reason. She is alone. If you go back and rewind this video, you'll hear her say, I, me, my bills, my this, I. You don't hear her say anything about we unless she's saying we share the bills. Even when she says, I have a monkey on my back, she didn't say we have a burden on our back. She said it's on her back. Why? Because she did not choose an actual man to marry. It's not just her doing this. You ladies get with these weirdo dudes, and guess what? Your children end up being just like the dude that you picked. Just like the dude that you picked. Just like the dude that you picked. I ain't gonna say nothing else past that, but you know what I'm saying. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.